Relax. Let go of all your fears. There's no reason to be afraid. It's not real. It's all just in your head.
It's not real. It's not real. Leave the lights on.
Be afraid of the dark.
It's not real.
Don't turn off the light.
It's not real.
Don't let it out.
It's not real.
Be afraid of the dark.
Stay in the light. Relax. There's no such thing as the Boogeyman.
Hello, my name is Michael Morley, and I'm here to review The Boogeyman, starring Sophie Thatcher, Vivian Lyra Blair, and Chris Messina, if I pronounced his name right. Now, this movie kind of reminds me of the horror movies that we have seen of late. Like, you could compare this movie that I found very similar to movies like Lights Out, The Babadook, Mama, even maybe a little bit of Evil Dead. But this is just its own little spin. Very similar to Lights Out. There's a lot of moments where it's in the dark and they need the light to protect themselves from this supposed boogeyman. But what I really like about this movie is that it is really a film about your mental health. About whether or not you're really seeing the things that are coming to your mind. If it's actually really happening or if it's all in your head. This movie really plays with that psyche. And I found that very clever. Because at the start I was like, maybe this has something to do with their mental health. Because at the movie, Chris Messina plays the father of these two daughters. He's a psychiatrist. He helps out with a lot of people with problems. And he's dealing with problems himself. And these daughters are going through issues themselves. Especially the older daughter. And a lot of the times you don't know whether or not this is all in their head. Maybe they've got schizophrenia and it's all, you know what I mean? Like, there are people who have schizophrenia that are seeing things that aren't really there. And as the movie goes on, it definitely answers the question whether or not it is their mental health or if it is something demonic. And I got to say, this is a movie that I thought would be terrible. I mean, there was one, if people remember, there was a Boogeyman movie that came out years ago that starred the main actor, or the older son from Seventh Heaven, Barry Wilson. He played a role in this old movie called Boogeyman. And it is so different to that. It's actually such a better, improved horror movie over that one. You know, and what I like is that when you see this entity, it's great that they don't show it. They show bits of it. But I love that it's in the dark, and it makes it so much more effective. You know, as they say, less is more. And the fact that they kept it hidden and didn't show much of the entity and kept sort of keeping it, you know, as less as possible, it just made it more effective for me as a viewer. I just think this is one of those movies that I hope doesn't get under, like, just doesn't fall under the radar, because there's so much competition out right now that I feel like this movie might fall under the cracks. So if you're into horror movies and you think, oh man, The Boogeyman, this is going to be crap, I got to tell you, this is actually one of the best horror movies I've seen this year. 8 out of 10. I highly recommend it. Good time.
The dark.